Hi everyone, my name is Carissa Chandler and I'm a provisionally licensed professional counselor at the UCC. Today I'm going to share a little bit with you on the idea of self-compassion and how this relates to mindfulness. Self-compassion is the practice of treating ourselves with loving kindness. It's often included in a supportive and healthy relationship with ourselves alongside other elements like self-leadership, self-trust, and self-confidence. Self-compassion is not the same as self-esteem, and when we're using self-compassion, we're not comparing ourselves to another person in an effort to feel more adequate, capable, or successful. When we are using self-compassion, the degree to which we feel good about who we are, where we are, and what we're doing is not contingent on things like our body image, our accomplishments, or status of our relationships. When we can offer self-compassion in the present moment, we're also practicing mindfulness. Dr. Kristin Neff is one of the leading researchers on the concept of self-compassion. She writes, "Self-compassion honors the fact that we are all human beings who have both strengths and weaknesses. Rather than getting lost in thoughts of being good or bad, we become mindful of our present moment experience, realizing that it's ever-changing and impermanent." So this might look like first observing ourselves in the present moment. What's happening around you? And what's happening within you? Then we can describe. What are you thinking about? What feelings are you noticing? Give language to your present moment experience. Now we can participate in self-compassion through word, action, and breath. We're going to respond to our present moment experience in a place of loving kindness. We will practice this a little bit today. Self-compassion is a tool that we can use when we're experiencing guilt or shame. Instead of experiencing self-judgment for not being, doing, or saying what we think that we should, self-compassion helps us acknowledge and appreciate who we are. Where self-judgment says, "I'll never figure this out," self-compassion says, "It's okay that this is hard for me. I can try again later." When self-judgment says, "I'm always going to mess up," self-compassion says, "I value opportunities for growth. I don't have to do everything right." Where self-judgment says, "What's wrong with me?" self-compassion says, "It's human to have a wide range of emotions. I am not the only one who experiences this." When self-judgment says, "I will never recover from this. I'm too messed up," self-compassion says, "I'm willing to try forgiving myself. I can let go of what I regret doing and release an urge to punish myself." When self-judgment says, "I hate my body," self-compassion says, "Thank you, body, for allowing me to experience the fullness of life, both the hard and the joyful times." So now if you're wondering, how self-compassionate am I? We're going to take a moment to answer a few questions together. Right now, we're going to complete an exercise from the Mindful Self-Compassion Workbook by Dr. Kristin Neff. Wherever you are, you can find a comfortable position as you listen to and answer for yourself. I'm going to read several statements, and as I do, you can simply listen and reflect, or you can respond on a scale from 1 to 5. It's okay to go with the number that surfaces in your mind first. You can always replay this video again. You can make notes in your head, on paper, or if it's not too distracting for you, in a note-taking app on your phone. For this first set of statements, you'll indicate the number 1 for a statement, "This is almost never like me." Then you'll do a number 5 all the way to a number 5 for statements that are almost always like me. I try to be understanding and patient toward those aspects of my personality that I don't like. When something painful happens, I try to take a balanced view of the situation. I try to see my failings as a part of the human condition. When I'm going through a very hard time, I give myself the caring and tenderness that I need. When something upsets me, I try to keep my emotions in balance. When I feel inadequate in some way, I try to remind myself that feelings of inadequacy are shared by most people. For the second set of statements, the number 1 will represent statements that are almost always like me, and then all the way to the number 5, statements that represent this is almost never like me. When I fail at something important to me, I become consumed by feelings of inadequacy. When I'm feeling down, I tend to feel like most other people are probably happier than I am. When I fail at something that's important to me, I tend to feel alone in my failure. When I'm feeling down, I tend to obsess and fixate on everything that's wrong. I'm disapproving and judgmental about my own flaws and inadequacies. I'm intolerant and impatient toward those aspects of my personality that I don't like. So as we're coming to a close, if you'd like to, you can sum up your scores for each statement and then divide that number by 12. Average levels of self-compassion are around 3.0 on a 1 to 5 scale. The lower numbers indicate lower self-compassion, and the higher numbers indicate higher self-compassion. If after this time together you find that you're not as self-compassionate as you would like to be, just know that this is a skill that can be practiced and learned over time. You may find yourself repeating statements that I shared today, or you may be able to personalize some of your own in times where you would like to extend yourself this loving kindness. Of course, you can read more on the practice of self-compassion through publications like authors and researchers, Dr. Kristen Neff and Dr. Brene Brown, or you can visit the Self-Compassion website at selfcompassion.org. I hope you've enjoyed this Mindful Monday, and I hope that you continue to take care of yourself. Bye.